Here at the Dungeness Trails today in Sequim, Washington. About to take the old Norco out on what I suspect are going to be some pretty mild cross-country trails here along the Dungeness River called Marmot Run. It's just going to be a lot of this, which is just okay with me today. Now on the Coyote Howl. Looks like more of the same. It's pretty cool. Some like rocky terrain going through the trail, so pretty neat. Pretty flat. It's nice out here though. This one's called Wapiti Run. Oop, little pedal strike. Happy Valley Ridge. Well, that was a little bit of perimeter. I don't think this isn't like a very big place, but it's a pretty cool place to come and pedal around. We'll see what else they got to offer. I think you could probably hit most of the little trails on here in a pretty short period of time. So see what I can find and maybe make my way down to the Dungeness River. This is a trail called Giraffe. Coyote Howl goes that way. I just came down this one before. Giraffe goes straight. We've got a few chunky areas if you're into using those types of mountain bike terms. Chunk. Pretty fun.
I'm back out where I started. I'm gonna head down this one here called the Power Line Road. This takes us west towards the Dungeness River. It's funny, these power lines overhead. You can hear it crackling. Sure is doing great for my brain tumor. That's a weird sound. I didn't expect this. It just means I'm gonna have to climb back up at some point. That's okay, going fast is fun. From a bunch of clear cut into this old growth looking forest. Awesome. Holy shit. Well, let's see where this takes us. I feel like it just got 5 degrees cooler in entering the forest. I can hear the running waters of the Dungeness. In cars, like I'm near the highway. Yep, there it is. The river. Pretty sweet, huh? Those folks over there have the right idea. Another parking spot there. Somebody tried to make a very long rhythm section feel to it, and then maybe didn't come back for a couple years. Couldn't imagine being a little tipsy and walking on this trail after a few cold ones down by the river. Probably ended up in my face a couple times. But hey, you gotta give it to them. Somebody tried, right? Heading back into the forest. Here's my bike leaning against a rock alongside the Dungeness River. In beautiful Sequim, Washington, home of the longest running festival in the state of Washington, the Sequim Irrigation Festival. And there's 300 days of sunshine a year here in Sequim, and they have their own native cactus. Crazy to think about, isn't it? pretty sketchy. I'm not gonna hit it. Oh yeah, it's sketchy as shit. This is a nice area of the trail. Oops, not doing that. Just climbed up to the top of this bluff. I don't want to, you know, brag about my climbing ability, but I mean, I feel like that's like 200 feet, maybe 150 feet. And it was pretty vertical. Of course, I did have to rest for like 15 minutes before I could turn the camera back on because I couldn't breathe. But you know, pretty great view. Sequim Valley there, Dungeness Valley. You know, stuff like this, I'm starting to enjoy it a lot more. Just pedaling around through the woods. More rides, more I like different kinds. Climbing still on my bucket list of things to like. I don't know if I'll ever get there, to be honest with you, but this is a blast, man. It's like I missed one. Where am I supposed to go? Trace connector. I don't know where that's supposed to go. Doesn't really say. That was kind of neat. This is where we cross over River Road to get on the other side of these trails, over by Happy Valley. Might end up with some pushing, but coming back down might be fun. Top of Happy Valley Ridge. That trail kind of T-boned out, and Raven's Roost went right or left. So like if I go right, it'll circle back around to Raven's Roost. And there's also another trail called Cougar's Lair, which doesn't sound that smart, to be honest with you. But we'll see. I think I see some houses up there. It shouldn't be that big of a deal. But I'm a baby. Here, this is the Cougar's Lair going the other way. Should be mostly downhill from here until we get back towards the van. Maybe not. Going back down Happy Valley Ridge. This should be all downhill for the most part. Take it back to the road. Let's see. Not quite, but close. Not terrible. The right way is this way. I remember that. Turn off. All right. And then back to the road and back to the van. Back to the trailhead here in Miss America. Off for some beer.
So that was the Dungeness Trails, beautiful Sequim, Washington. I think my Strava said, all said and done, I did like 6.7 miles. There's nothing there. It's extremely difficult, or difficult at all, really. It's really just pretty good network of cross-country riding. You know, some gravel access roads, power line roads. So for a gravel biker, there's opportunities there for that. And I think those trails are pretty easy. I mean, easy enough where most of them you could probably take a gravel bike down without any issues. And just like a good variety, you know, there's a bunch of trail that's out there kind of in a clear-cut meadow kind of scenario, I guess, or setting, and then it transitions into some forested root and rock kind of trails, you know, under a heavy canopy. Then it opens back up along the Dungeness River, and there's some trail that goes up and down the I guess that's the east bank of the river, of the Dungeness River. The only thing that was, you know, kind of tough was that climb back out from the river. So, you know, know that if you're going to go down to the west towards Dungeness River and cruise there, you're going to have to come back up that hill, and that is it's pretty steep, but doable. So I highly recommend it if you're in the area. Olympic Peninsula, you have your bike, you know, maybe somebody that's not hasn't been mountain biking for long. It's got a good variety of rocks and roots and some similar smaller obstacles, things like that. It's got a little bit of everything except for terrifying downhill runs and huge berms and jumps. So it's good for pedaling and getting some miles in, and I enjoyed it. I'd probably go back there. Now I'm going to show you the inside of this beer place here in Port Angeles, or almost in Port Angeles. I think you'll like it. It's the R Corner Market. Apparently it's been here since 1937. There used to be a sign out front. There probably still is. I'm just not in front of it. It says something like 300 beers. I guess I thought it was a bar. I must have passed this place like 400 times over the course of my time in Washington State. And I've only stopped in once. And when I did, I was like, man, look at all the beers. So we're gonna go check it out. This is the start of the beers. Stuff from all over. Right? Maybe not 300. But close. Close in the IPA. That was not alcoholic. I think we almost got that. Amber, is it can? So that was the R Corner Market. That is just a cool general store. It's kind of got, you know, some stickers, magnets, snack foods, you know, a little bit of everything really. Tourist stuff, you know, if you want to get a little memento of your stay on the Olympic Peninsula. And a great beer selection, which is why I like it. And it is, I was going to say it's halfway between Sequim and Port Angeles on Highway 101 as you're heading towards Port Angeles on the right side of the road, but it's really more almost into Port Angeles. Like it's way closer to Port Angeles than it is to Sequim. So next time you're popping through, check it out, man, because that place is pretty cool.